What's up, YouTube? We are about to make some winter cocktails for one of my free online cocktail classes. I actually do this every single Friday. So, cool thing is, the way it works is that we got a bunch of products here. We got an 8-piece cocktail kit. So it has all the tools that you need to make cocktails at home. And we got an entire line of syrups. So there's actually 10 of them. You can see them all behind me. But today we're going to be making some winter cocktails, some pretty damn delicious. So the what we do is we always ship you 3 cocktail syrups every month in one of our subscription boxes. So you get 3 cocktail syrups, a couple salt blends, a few different kinds of bitters to hydrate, garnishes. So literally everything that you need to make cocktails other than the actual booze itself is right there in the box. And then you'll make some free, you can join me for some free online cocktail classes. And we're just going to go nuts. Hey, hey. Joining me here on YouTube. We are starting a free online cocktail class at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to make a handful of classic cocktails. Really, they're mostly twists on classic cocktails. With mint syrup, limited edition truffle maple syrup, and turmeric ginger. These are going to be delicious. Yo, yo. I can't hear you yet. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Fuck. Really? Ah. All right. How about now? Can you hear me or no? Fuck. It's bullshit. How's the audio now? Can you hear me at all? Is it actually good though? What about now when I'm back here? Still good? All right, good. Is it echo? Cool. Yeah, I don't know. The plugin for usually the plugin works for Zoom with the mic on the camera, but it's not right now, so I don't know. I'm using the computer mic, but whatever. Maybe it's because I'm live right now. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense though. I don't know, but I'm live on YouTube and I'm about to go live on Instagram also. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's literally nobody on. You can double check. Yeah, sure. What's up, Aaliyah? Hell yeah. I'm gonna wait till we're cooking a little bit to go live on Instagram though. You guys already have a pre-cocktail class cocktail? Get a little shot going. I like that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Just mute it. You should stay on so it looks like at least one person's on. Don't forget about the time steps today too. Uh, One thing I don't like is how do you like view? There we go. Gallery view, multi-speaker view. I don't know what that means. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. For real? Yeah. Well, I was wondering about that because I have this like hooked up to the camera on purpose, like it's using actually a good camera, but the recording turned out like really blurry last time, which I didn't even notice. So I'm not sure why that is. This this one, there's not really anywhere for that to go. So you're saying the camera view isn't that great? That's so stupid because the whole point of like, yeah, one of them's my computer. The one on YouTube's my computer, but the one that's on Zoom is the camera, and it's supposed to be like a good view. I don't know exactly what's happening. It's about as good as or it's about as close as I can get without with like being able to see everything. Yeah, yeah, it's behind the camera. That's weird because the last recording didn't turn out so great either. That was like kind of blurry. Does it look? That's so weird because I got a whole camera. One thing. Does it look? Does it look too dark? Not really. But does it look too dark on the Zoom? Yeah, does it look dark? Does it look any different now? What I think may be the issue is that autofocus doesn't work when you're live recording because I had the camera set to autofocus, so it like you know follows your face basically. But let me see if I can tweak that really quick. But I might have to unplug the computer. So if anybody jumps on, maybe just try to. One 100%. Wait, hold on. Let me look at it again. I want to see it. Give me a second though. I can't see right now. What's weird is like on my camera screen, it's a tiny screen, but it looks like pretty good. But I just like tweaked the autofocus really quick, so let me know if that changed. Really? The fuck? Weird. Yeah, for sure. See what that does. I'm just gonna zoom it in. Wait, let me. I'm also gonna turn those lights down, but I don't know if that's gonna solve the problem. Turn it up. Hey, Dan's back. Yeah, yeah. We were just like fidgeting with my camera because it seems like it's a bit blurry right now. Really? Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Dan and Mary, yeah, I think so. Yeah, and also you can take down the blur effect so that there it is. Oh, hey, what's up, John? Nice. All right, Chicago, Virginia, Michigan, all in the house. I think everybody remembers Aaliyah and Elise. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll shoot you over some like photos that'll help like paint a picture. Maybe it would be better. Where is Kate right now? Uh, really? Good, 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 good. All right, cool. Well, all I gotta do is grab ice, and I want to get in the habit of starting right about 7, and then people join in late. That's totally fine too. So I'm just gonna get ice, get one more thing, and we're gonna get going here. We're gonna kick it off here. I'm gonna go live on Instagram in 3, 2, 1. First time going live on Instagram and YouTube. And I'll just go ahead and skip the whole spiel for everybody because everybody here has been here before. Aaliyah's already drinking. Tomorrow's her birthday, so get everybody to drink as well. If anybody jumps on, I might give them a quick spiel. Only thing I'm gonna say to you guys is don't forget to actually post the photos of your cocktails today inside the school community. I'm gonna put a post out like tomorrow morning, so you know exactly like where to post it, so that some of the best photos will send you this free cocktail kit. So my news, it's like kind of cool, is that I just drove back from Charleston earlier because we went live on TV to air on the 23rd. There's a local network. We displayed all of our products and made a cocktail with like a TV anchor. So that's kind of fun. So we'll definitely post that like, on Instagram or something like that. And then we finally got Sean joining us. Leave it to the Marines to be late. I didn't think you were going to do that, actually. Oh, you did think that? Okay, good. I said leave it to the Marines to be late. Oh, okay, I got you. Is it a cocktail spot or is it like a dive bar? Good old fashioned dive. All right, so this is the first time I'm going live on Instagram and YouTube as well. So the very quick rundown is this a free online cocktail class. I'm just going to leave it at that for right now because everybody else has been here before who's joining me on Zoom on the school community. And so all I'm going to do quickly is just give you the rundown of the products we're going to be using today. Turmeric ginger syrup, limited edition truffle maple syrup, mint syrup. You'll need a couple lemons, limes, an egg. And we got cocktails with rum, gin, and whiskey. I got all those behind me. This right here over here is our subscription box. Did everybody get that? Who's here on Zoom? Dan's got it. Leah's got it. Stafford's got it. Sean, that's a no. Oh, I see. We had to put it in manually. So, Sean, are you still missing the truffle maple? You got any more chai? Okay, chai is a perfectly fine substitute for the truffle maple. What about mint and then turmeric ginger syrup? All right, you got the mint. Now, if you have honey, that would be the obvious substitute for the turmeric ginger today. Boom. All right, cool. Now, so the reason we switched like a couple weeks ago, all the actual billing to the 27th of every month is so that this won't happen again. So going forward, this is not going to be a problem. We're just like, we got a few weeks of buffer here. Where everybody needs to be on the same exact cycle so you can join us online, make some awesome cocktails. All right, so other than that, you're just going to need a shaker, jigger to measure everything, of course, a couple strainers, ice, all the obvious stuff. Did everybody here get the recipe cards or have a chance to look at the recipe cards ahead of time? All right, so yeah, 4, 5, 6, but I decided to do them out of order. I'll explain why. Four, yeah, so 4 is going to be last, and I think we're going to do 5, 6, 4, I believe. So medicinal mule, that's number 5, right? At least. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and kick it off that way. We need a Collins glass to start this out. There it is. Now, if for any reason you don't have a Collins glass, you could just use rocks glass. Pretty much holds the same amount, so that's not a big deal. I'll just set that aside for now. And then next up, we're just going to shake our drink. So there it is there. All right, so usually it's a bit of a slower start in terms of everybody like putting everything together right in the beginning. So if you got the turmeric ginger and a jigger to measure, Sean, in your case, is going to be the honey. Just hold them up right here to the screen. I want to see them bad boys. Dan and Elise, you guys are both going to be doubling up here, I think. So whatever I say, just double it. Dan, I'm guessing Mary's going to make you make the drinks for her. Yeah, yeah. Get one of these cocktail kits. You guys will be able to make them side by side. But yeah, so one thing I'm going to do to kick this off is go ahead and go an ounce the Alchemix turmeric syrup. At least, okay, never mind. All right, I see. All right, that's going to be right to the brim of this small side here. Now, if you don't have the Alchemix jigger, that's a huge problem. But on most other jiggers, an ounce is just straight to the brim of the small side. There it is. 1 ounce, got that right. And then from there, we're going to need some lime juice. We always do that second, do the acid second, just so that these acids kind of wash out some of the sugars in my jigger so we get kind of a perfect measurement. So in my case, I'm just going to cut a lime right in half. And just like this, use the Alchemix hand juicer to juice an ounce of lime. I'm going to do it like so. Yeah, it's an ounce of lime. Juice it right into the jigger like this, just so I get that perfect measurement I'm looking for. I'm going to need about a whole lime here. Depending on how big or small it is, it's about right. Ounce of lime, pour that in the right in the small side of the tin as well. And then last thing, best part, we're gonna use some gin. I'm gonna use Nova gin from Distillery of Modern Art, but I always say just pour the gin you like. I hate to say it, I don't like either, but yeah, I agree with John. I would pour a Hendrix because, yeah, it is. It is better than Tanqueray, even though neither. Yeah, like in terms of the flavors, we kind of want to bring out in this particular cocktail. We want some like more like herbal flavors. Hendrix is not quite that, but there's like some cucumber to it. I think it work really well with this turmeric ginger, so that'll work. Tanqueray is that London dry style gin we discussed last week, where you only want to use it mostly for stirred cocktails. Yeah, Sean, Elise, what are you guys using? Ooh. You got to use what you got. You know, we're gonna do a full 2 ounces there. It's called Nova Gin from Distillery of Modern Art in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't expect everybody to have that because I think they only have distribution in Georgia and South Carolina, but they're expanding. Just leave it. Just Modern Art. Yeah, very very cool. Very good. Very awesome space. All right, so that's all the ingredients for right now. We're gonna top it off with club soda later, but we're not gonna shake the club soda. This is a Collins category cocktail, which is a very simple category cocktail. All the Collins category means is that it's a cocktail that follows that golden ratio that everybody here knows well. And then we're going to top off with some carbonation afterwards. So all we got to do now is whip shake it. Anybody here want to jump in and tell us what a whip shake is? Minus Elise and Aaliyah. I think you know probably by now. A whip shake, yeah. WHIP. All right. Say that one more time. That's 100% right. Hey, guys, newbie, second cocktail class got it on the first try. Just say nice. All right, yeah. So it just simply means that we want one ice cube, and then we're going to shake really hard, but we're going to shake it until the ice cube is gone. And we're just doing this because we're going to throw this cocktail over ice later and then top off with carbonation. So, in order to make sure that the cocktail is not too watered down later, we call it over diluted. We just minimal ice in the tin, shake as hard as we can. Ooh, it's almost gone. So this is actually a technique I picked up from a tiki bartender in Las Vegas one time when I went out there just party. But it's common with tiki cocktails because tiki cocktails, for those that don't know, are like a lot of like rum, crushed ice, and like 10 ingredient cocktails. They do this a lot because their cocktails are served over crushed ice a lot. So we don't want the drink that we just shook to be too watered down if we're going to put the drink over ice, basically. So just make sure your cocktail is perfectly cold and diluted right at the same time. So now that I whip shook it, I dirty dump it right in my. So you can either put the soda in the Collins glass and then put the cocktail in, or do it right it's really well mixed. Whatever works for you. Either way, make sure beautiful. Turmeric ginger syrup might just change your life. It's perfect. You guys are already gone. Okay, I gotta throw some ice. Yeah, I totally. But since it's a Collins, we are gonna throw ice in this. go ahead and toss in a straw. And now you just throw in these little dehydrated lime wheels that came right in with your subscription box. Yeah, I filled the rest of the glass. In this particular case, it's about 3 ounces. You could totally measure that if you have a glass that's like really big, like a pint glass or something, or like a Collins glass that's too big. Like this one probably has a little too much volume. I probably wouldn't want to fill it all the way to the brim. Otherwise, it's just going to taste like water. But yeah, roughly 3 ounces. Ooh-wee. Very good color there. Very good present. Mm. Yeah, make sure you snap that photo. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it along with you guys. I'm gonna post it inside that school community. So I'm leaving a good example. All right, dig in. This right here is a medicinal mule. Wow. Oh yeah. So the reason I wanted to kick it off with this cocktail as opposed to like any of the other ones is that all the ingredients in here are sort of like more, I don't want to say aperitifs per se, but they're kind of flavors that will sort of like kickstart your palate here for the rest of the drinks. Ginger in particular and any kind of citrus, there's citrus in a few of them, but it's going to really open up the palate, mostly ginger. But we call this a medicinal mule because a mule is just a category of cocktail where you have ginger and lime together. That's it. So in the bar world, a mule is just any cocktail where you combine lime and ginger. That's it. So this is kind of our take on a Moscow mule, but with gin, or maybe a little bit like a gin mule, they call it, which is actually a Chicago cocktail originally. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a gin mule. It's very similar to this. It's called a gin mule because of the combination of gin and ginger. Um, but gin and ginger just pair just beautifully together. It's delicious. Mm. It's very easy to drink. And if you got that little recipe book at home, I mean, the way that I kind of originally started designing this, the way that when I was like originally learning cocktails, I would just write notes and what I was tasting, and then eventually I had a really good idea of like what I actually liked and was building a palette, and then how much I liked the cocktail out of 10. So you can feel free to score it. You can write it down. You can tell me now, whatever works best for you. John, what do you think? Yeah, that spice is there. Absolutely. And then Sean, what do you think about it? You must use honey in this one. Okay. Yeah, we'll make up for it next week when you have everything you need. What were you up to earlier? Yeah, casual pint, like a pint of beer. Nice. You haven't? Great name. And then Dan, Mary, what's the consensus here on this cocktail? Hmm. Yeah, you can score individually. That's no problem. Just read the individual scores on the little booklet here. And yeah, ginger's hit or miss with a lot of people. I totally get it. It's very robust flavor. But the weird thing is that gin for a long time was said to have medicinal properties because of all the botanicals, which is sort of where the medicinal mule idea came from originally. Turns out it doesn't really. Just tastes like a bunch of different botanicals, but at least that was the idea. Ginger definitely does. 100. I always found that if I drank cocktails with ginger in it, I would be a lot less hungover, and I think that there's something there for sure. I mean, that is actually powerful too. Whatever you tell yourself, but I agree. It totally feels like I like. Oh, I mean, for sure. But I also like kicking off these cocktail classes with like really light, easy, sort of like spritzy, carbonated, refreshing drinks. It get the first one down real quick, and then everyone's guard drops a little. Oh yeah, that's very true. It's also my attempt to make a gin cocktail that works really well in the wintertime as well. It's not just a martini. Martini's not really a winter cocktail at all. It's just people do drink them a lot in the winter because it's in essence a big cold shot of gin. So the alcohol warms you up. You drink it all summer long. Yeah. John, when's Katie jumping on with us? Okay, right on. Yeah, right on. You don't know what to do with yourself over there. He's enjoying that. Ooh. Oh man, that's cool. For a second, I can't see all on the camera. For 1 second, I thought that was a real mushroom you're about to eat. You're going to eat a mushroom. Yeah, completely. Nothing says the holidays like mushrooms. That's for sure. I would. I always find it funny how everybody that says they live in Chicago, they actually live in the suburbs of Chicago. Like, mm, yeah, of course. How's the weather up there in that area? Because I assume it's probably the same. But what? Suckers. No, I'm just kidding. I know. In the business, they call it a blue blanket. Oh, yeah, we're ready. We got to go. Ali always finishes the cocktail the fastest. But yeah, alcohol blanket's a real thing. But real quick, what about John and Sean? I'm curious how the weather is in Virginia and then Alabama. We got people all over here. Okay, I'm gonna check where we're at right here in some. And then, yeah, yeah, Sean, what about you? 45. All right, I'm at 49, and I'm freezing. It was it was bone chilling when I was there. Oh yeah, yeah. You got one down there in the cave. Yeah, I want to see what's going on over there. I always wonder. That's awesome. All right, guys. I think we're ready to move on to this next drink here. Everybody else is dying to move on. Yeah, I know. You know what you could do? There's the evidence right there. That one went down quick. But you know what you could do if you want to just double it up? Just throw it in the freezer. As long as she doesn't get back like more than an hour from now, it's still gonna be real. All right, all right, nice. All right, so this one is gonna be a split between mint and chai. Elise, she this should be, yeah, cocoa the rum runner. This should be number 6. And in fact, so we actually made a slight modification, but this is the one we actually made live on TV today. Coconut runner is an absolutely incredible cocktail. So that should be number 6. You know, you're good. We'll clean up that booklet. But the first thing we're gonna need is this. It's like a sugar rim that we were. I think Sean might be the only person that doesn't have it yet. I'm sorry about that, but if not, it's this is. I set out with Elise's help to create like a sugar rim that wasn't too sweet, right? Because in my world, sugar rims are like total heresy if you're in the cocktail bar, because a sugar rim means it's going to be like super sweet. But this particular sugar rim we designed basically to be like a really like savory, medicinal sort of sugar, cocoa powder, cinnamon, black Himalayan sea salt, not Himalayan, black sea salt, black Hawaiian sea salt, and sugar to rim like a nice winter cocktail. So the first thing I got to do here is just rim the top of the glass with this sugar rim. By the way, reason, yeah. So best way to do this is cut a lemon or a lime in half. Doesn't really matter. But the thing is, citrus is what allows sugar and salt and stuff. Moisture basically is what you need, particularly acid, to stick to the rim. So I'm just gonna go like this. I'm just gonna soak the rim of this glass here. Once that's soaked, I'll just go in like a little circle like so. I drank this cocktail on air about 11 a.m. this morning. I don't regret it. Should something like this. Oh, no, that's okay. It's okay. So what I did is I did it like something like this because yeah, that's actually kind of what you want too because you want like most of the rim to be on the outside of the glass. That way it doesn't like seep too much into the drink and change the flavor of the drink. So like just coat the outside of the glass too. It should look something like this. Easy peasy. Nice. It's a good glass. Too. Yeah, so it should look something like this. This is our cinnamon cocoa sugar. Matcha on it. Never heard of it. Midwesterners eat some weird shit. I'll tell you that right now. I wish I was eating anything right now, but that's okay. I'm drinking instead. These these stuff. That's okay. I actually ate before this, so because I didn't want to have a whole situation like last time. Let's kick this one off with the mint syrup. Looks like this. It's gonna be a real nice holiday drink. This is a syrup I could just smell all day. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pour a half ounce of that mint there. Should be that middle line on the small side of your jigger. Post that in the chat there. And from there, we're going to want to do exact same amount of chai spice syrup, which I've been waiting all year to use this syrup during the winter time because it really pops during the winter. It's really a winter. I think so. Might agree. Truffle maple turned out really cool. Yeah, that was you, I think. Yep. So far, it's a half ounce mint and half ounce chai. There to that 1 full ounce of syrup in general, but two different kinds of syrup. So now, whenever you're ready, no rush though. I'm gonna do ounce of lime juice. So same exact deal as before, same exact amount. We're just gonna juice some fresh lime right to the brim here. Yeah, you're gonna need about a lime for an ounce, and obviously you're gonna need 2 limes if you are making 2 cocktails, roughly. Are you guys pre-juiced it? Oh, cool. So that 1 ounce of lime, pour that right in there. So far, that's a half ounce of mint syrup, half ounce of chai syrup, 1 ounce of lime juice, and we're gonna need 2 ounces of rum. You know what? I actually just picked up a different rum here that I normally use for a cocktail video. The next YouTube video I'm making is about the Hemingway daiquiri, which is a really good story, actually. You guys have all had a daiquiri because you've been to the cocktail class. Hemingway daiquiri, crazy story. But this is Diplomatico. This is gonna be 2 ounces. Holy hell! I just spilled that. Did you? That's crazy. Is I had a epileptic seizure just now for a second. Oh, I spilled in about 10 years of bartending, actually. But I will say this: normally, when you are just bartending, you don't drink the drinks. But to be fair, I said that I spilled a little bit, just a little bit, and yeah. So I haven't spilled making drinks in a long time in a professional sense, but typically I don't actually drink the drinks when I'm making them. At least like historically when I was just bartending, right? So that's all the ingredients I need for right now. We're just gonna add some ice to the tin and give it a shake. So Sean, you got all the ingredients you need for this one, right? Except you're gonna be using St. Mary's rum. All right, tin's locked. All those ingredients. It's just those four ingredients. Shake it. That's a good intro, yeah. All right. Woo, that's a frosty tin right there. A little fine strain. So it's gonna be those two strainers, Hawthorne fine mesh strainer. Mm, mm, mm. That's right. Don't forget. I'm gonna take a little photo as well. That looks incredible. There's one more thing though too. Damn, that is so. I'm looking at that. I don't think this says. That's right. Lime wheel. Cool. Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. I was like, what's going on here? Because I wanted to stick on it. It comes, but in this case, You know what? Since this is up for interpretation, I'm just gonna do both. I'm gonna put a little cinnamon stick and I'm gonna put a lime wheel on it because it's gonna make for a real good get extra. Just for the content, really. Snap a little photo with you guys in it. Hell yeah! And I knew that was coming. I figured Sean was gonna beat you to the rim job joke, but These gals are quick. Mm, that's my kind of cocktail right there. Holy hell. Okay. Awesome. It's like ice skating. Yes. Because then you can never. She does hate the witch. That's a great point. And with cocktails, it's always tricky because until you start actually building a palate for like particular flavors and spirits and stuff like that, it's hard to even know what you're actually drinking. Especially when you go to a cocktail bar. Like I always like the Violet Hour in Chicago to use that example. And if there's like 10 ingredients in it, you have no idea what you're drinking. So, yeah. And that's the classic daiquiri. And this very much, by the way, is like a daiquiri variation in a way. In sense. Yeah, especially when you realize you only need three ingredients to make an awesome drink, right? Well, I appreciate that. That's gonna be a time stamp. You know what I mean, at least. But are you guys noticing too that the sugar rim is not like overly sweet or any of that bullshit? It's like very subtly sweet, and then the cinnamon, the cocoa, just like open up your palate for this burst of other flavors, and the lime works really well together. Definitely. That's amazing. That's the best compliment I've ever gotten. I don't even need the credit, by the way. Just tell them you invented it. Yeah, that's very true. Well, that's what we this is probably one of the best winter cocktails I think I've ever invented. Not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. That's my old line. But I know. Oh man, I actually really want to freeze it. I want to do a hot cocktail today, but we didn't have any on the menu today. But I mean, next week our bonus. I just got to run downstairs and get some hot kettle. I mean, it's really fun for me, and also, I don't want to glaze over what you said before because I think it's important. So, when I was on TV this morning, this was my pitch. Okay, so you can let me know what you think. What I said is that what we're doing here is like what HelloFresh did for like cooking, where they pre-portion all the ingredients and then send them to you. Except obviously, we're doing it for cocktails. What do you guys think about that? Mhm. Yeah, yeah, to do. Well, that was really nice of you to say. So, that was really nice. But I do appreciate that a lot because it's true. Like I don't know how to cook at all, so if I just got a box of stuff from HelloFresh, I would honestly have no idea what to do. So I just figured, cocktails don't have to be intimidating. So if you can kind of like do that whole guidance thing, it would help a lot. And then on top of that, everybody likes connecting over a cocktail. I mean, what's a cocktail worth at the end of the day if you're not sharing it with people? I mean, yeah, I could do better. Well, I don't. Did it? Does it? I don't think it actually says on the site that I do comedy because. Oh, really? I was familiar with the guy. Well, I mean, in all honesty, like I have written down some jokes in the cocktail class. Prom two is much more challenging for me. I got some jokes in the back pocket because when I was bartending in New York, old timer back in the day told me that good always had jokes. But the trouble is, all my jokes are like absolutely like next level terrible. Like it'll make you squirt a little bit. So if you're ready for that, I got a couple I could throw at you, but I don't want anybody. Dan, how do you feel about that? Is your pain tolerance for jokes pretty high? Yeah. Okay. All right. I got a good one for you. It's locked and loaded. Yeah, but oh, hey, what's up? You made it. What were you doing out in the real world? Yeah, you should have been on the internet with us. What the hell's going on? I'll be right back. It's, yeah, locked and loaded. Yeah, just I just want to say this is actually a festive sweater. This is, if you look at it closely, it's red and white together, but you might not be able to see it on camera. Oh, yeah. Even those dresses better than. All right, so the joke goes like this: you got a priest, a rabbi, and a pastor sinking ship. Okay, start over. Start again. You got a priest, a rabbi, and a pastor on a sinking ship. So ship starts sinking. There's a priest, a rabbi, and a pastor on it. So the pastor goes, "We got to save the children." And the rabbi goes, "No, fuck the children." And the priest goes, "Do you think we have time?" Even a Catholic could think that's funny because they did some weird shit. So it's okay to joke about it. 100%. I go, I think you, you have a joke or you have a cocktail? All right, I think everybody's, yeah, let's go. We'll go. We're going. Next cocktail coming right up. This rate, everybody's going to be sober by the time we end, for God's sakes. All right, next cocktail. Yeah, we're going to fix that right. Bunch of booze bags on here. I mean, what I would have done. Oh, really? Sean, I saw your text. It's, it's tried to cancel me 100 times before. It's never going to work. I don't. We're gonna get a little. We're gonna do a little on here. So we're actually gonna do the exact same rim on the exact same glass, right? Elise, you know rim jobs well. This is gonna be a back to four. It's Here you go, Dan. Insert the rim job joke right in there for you. Yeah, we're on to number four. All right, so you're right. Sorry. Yeah, we got egg white, not a rim. Absolutely. We're doing number four in the mint to be. Yeah. It's a little- I think so too. It's like a puzzle. Yeah, at least you said it wrong. It's a magic mint sour. Mint, yeah, number 4. So well, I tried to pick them like I did my best to put them in the order that would kind of make sense in terms of like the progression, like the flavors, basically. But like when you think about egg white cocktails with dark spirits, like typically you're gonna want to drink those at the end because it's a lot more like robust flavors. But yeah, so Sean, you got bitters over there because I know you don't have our bitters yet. This is these are God's bitters that we have, and you'll have those. You got any other kind of bitters? All right. Oh, nice. You got our, that's the same recipe I got right here. It's just different bottle. So this sorry, yeah, because there's different. So this is the aromatic and orange mixed, and I'm going to elaborate on this. So Aaliyah, Elise, Dan, Mary, John, Katie. This is and Sean has it too. So this is basically for many cocktails that are good. The recipe calls for what we call a split bitters, which is really just a fancy way of saying two different kinds of bitters, which is usually aromatic and orange bitters. What we did here, which is why this is very important bitters, timestamp at least, is combined we combined aromatic and orange bitters together, so you don't have to do that. So all we're gonna do is take 5 dashes of Alchemix aromatic and orange bitters combined right into our small sided tin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just put it on your wrist like this and taste it. That's how bartenders do it. You put a little dab on your wrist like that and give it a taste. That's how you'll know this bitters is a gift from God. Amazing bitters. I think one of the reasons why this bitters is so good, I think, is that we actually had to go through all the necessary red tape to actually sell it because there's alcohol in it. Like most bitters has alcohol as a base, and so during that time we tweaked it, we perfected it, we tried a bunch of different things, and so I think we found something that really works. So next up is going to be the mint syrup. In this case, I'm just going to use a full ounce. Which is going to be right to the brim of that small side of your Alchemix jigger. Should look like that. For Dan and Elise, that's going to be 2 ounces. You know what? Like, while I'm here, since this one doesn't have a rim, I'm going to go ahead and just ice this glass down, chill the glass down. So for this cocktail as well, we're going to need lemon juice. So we're going to need about a half to 3/4 of an entire lemon. Chop that up. But it's going to be the same situation. I'm just going to squeeze this right to the brim. Just how do you know that, families? ounce of lemon juice. And then I know Sean and John are going to be like, thank God we finally got a whiskey cocktail. So we're going to use whiskey in this guy right here. Not yet. No, I'll do that one last. We're doing bourbon 100%. Yeah. And remember the conversation from last week. Bourbon technically is whiskey. Bourbon is superior whiskey in the world. Yeah. So I got four series. That's good. Maker's Mark is bourbon, but it's not good bourbon, to be honest. I mean, that bottle, that barrel that you have is probably like $80, $90. So if you guys want to risk it for the other, so you got so use the perfect. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's really good. What Barrel does, from what I understand, they don't actually make any of their own bourbon right now, but they take a bunch of different bourbons, they blend them. So, but every barrel bourbon that I've tried has been really, really good. I use Old Forester 86, which is going to be the most cost effective. So for everybody else, you don't have to use anything too fancy. What do you guys, John and Katie? What do you guys use? Dan and Mary, you're using Bullet. You said you're using Bullet. Okay, and then Sean, what do you got over there? Woodford Reserve. That's real good. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good bank book too. You always got the stuff nobody else knows what it is. I know. Actually, you should show us. Let's see it. Holy hell! I'm gonna eat. Wait, yeah. Wait. Let me see what the Stafford's got going on real quick. Say something, because then the Ooh, Booker. Oh my god. All right, wait, really quick. I'll just tell everybody. So we're gonna add an egg white. This is my personal technique to add an egg white into a cocktail. I'm just gonna cut open enough, egg, not the yolk. Hey, Sean, you see Go ahead, throw that egg white in. That's right. And we're gonna dry shake it first. Not the egg yolk though, right? You didn't put the yolk in there, did you? As soon as these gals take over, I got no control. But yeah, shake it as hard as you can without ice first. We're doing this to emulsify the egg white, they call it, and make sure all that lemon juice, all the acid, kills any bacteria that you might have in an egg white. Science. Yeah, HelloFresh can't send you eggs, I don't think, because they're gonna go bad. All right, so now one more time with ice though. So after we dry shook, no ice, we emulsified the egg white, we frothed it up. We're gonna add some ice, and we're gonna shake it with ice to add that temperature we're looking for here. I can give you the rundown again too. I don't mind. Now we're gonna shake again with ice. The right temperature. All right, let's shake with some ice. No, we don't. Because if you get really nerdy about ice, it's not a good metric for like tracking the dilution. Because not all ice is created equal. So let me here. I'll strain this cocktail. We'll we'll take a sip and I'll explain what that means because it should make sense too. Because I don't want this cocktail to sit over the ice for too long. Otherwise, it's gonna be really watered down. But we're gonna do a fine strain, two different strainers with this Alchemix Hawthorne strainer, the Alchemix fine mesh strainer. One last thing before we move on here is that we just want to throw a lime wheel, dehydrated lime wheel garnish. Yeah. Here it is. Should have came right in the box. Throw that right there. This is yeah. I mean, honestly, I got to give credit to Elise for that because she put all that. Yeah, this is almost looks too good. Yeah, just float it right on. Let me take a photo and then I'll show you. That's a magic mint sour if I've ever seen one right there. Ooh-wee. That's all right. Oh, hey, Hugo. Just, cheers, guys. Just float that. That looks awesome right there. It's delicious. Very different. Mm. Really like this cocktail a little bit. Pretty birthday. It's like a pretty day. You guys got get out of here. What are the kids doing? What did you got a babysitter? I don't know why you guys look younger because you guys look young as well. I didn't think they were going to be like, damn near 30. Sean, what about you? What did you do with the kids this evening? Get online for the cocktail class and go to the bars. Because you got I know. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great. We need to have a calendar feature so you could add on your calendar for people that are really serious about that. But I mean, what else are you doing that's more fun than this? Let's be honest. I mean, maybe if you're 21 to 25, probably on Friday night you want to go out to like the club. But anybody in our age bracket or older, you probably want to be online on a cocktail class with you. After this, I can just go to bed. I'm an old time. I think I would say. That's amazing. Barback. He makes an appearance. He doesn't love the camera, as far as I could tell, uh, but he shows. But he's there. But yeah, next time we'll just strap him down and just make him. That's crazy. Is that it feels like yesterday? That was 3 months ago now. It's crazy still. What? I know. Literally, so, yeah, we gotta include a minister in that joke. That's hilarious. But Sean, you're right. There's literally nothing that I ever bring up that Elise says she hasn't already done before. So, ministry, notary, hospitality. There's a few more. Real estate, real estate, like real estate. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting in trouble all the time, is what I heard. And then Dan and Mary, how long you guys been married? Does it? 32 years. What, what's a podcast? What's it called? What's it called? Yep. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I know. What's cool about cocktails is you don't even have to like each other to bond over cocktails. Which I'm not saying you don't necessarily, but it's like Sean always says, great line by the way, social lubricant. Oh, really? All right, I made that out of it. I just like regular lubricant myself, but so yeah. Mhm. Two- Yeah, of course. Yes, please. Is old so is Old Smoky in Virginia? First of all, I was like, okay, all right, I've seen that. Well, it's got to be better than Rumpleman's. You can't do much worse than that. Rumpleman's, yeah, but it's like a fresher, like probably natural taste. So the first thing I would tell you is that moonshine is not real. It's fake. It's not a real thing. It was real during Prohibition. It was illegal alcohol. But now what they do, the distilleries do, is they often try to pawn off like the really bad alcohol, the head or the tail, which we've discussed, and they turn it into like quote unquote moonshine. When I say it's not real, what I mean is it's not a legal category of spirit like what vodka, gin, tequila, rum, whiskey, whatever else, right? But it is pretty potent. I actually got a really funny story. So I went to the gas station real like the other day just to buy like Zins because I'm totally addicted. Nicotine in a pouch, basically. So probably use one right now. So the gal that was working there, she's a really sweet gal, but I show up and she's like frantically texting the phone, and she was like, "This motherfucker better give me my moonshine." And I was like, "Wait, what? What's going on?" It's like, "Yeah, I paid someone $180. He's gonna give me some moonshine." and I was like, "Wait, so you you didn't want to go to the liquor store and buy any of the liquor? She goes, no, I didn't go to buy no cheap shit. I want that real shit, that liquor, not liqueur. She straight up said, I swear to God, this is in Charleston because I just drank. I don't want liqueur, I want the liquor. And I was like, you know how moonshine started, right? She was like, something to do with like alcohol being illegal. I was like, prohibition. Yeah, that's right. So moonshine, it's just flavored grain alcohol right now. Basically, I heard it. I heard it. It was a comment about flaps. That's what it was. But what I would do, the only thing that I can even think of, which I'm not trying to be like it's not, I'm not trying to use this as a cop out, but it's only because like a lot of the bars that I've always worked in would never actually serve moonshine. Is I would put it personally in a punch bowl. So like when you decide to have friends over, I would pour that in a punch bowl, and I would add some mint syrup, and I would add some lime juice, and I would just whisk it up, and I would just ladle it into cups over ice. Very easy, very simple. And because I don't know that there's much that, like there's not a lot of great cocktails to make out of in the past 8 years. I didn't know Old Smoky's been around that long. Actually, that's pretty cool. Good news though is it's so strong that it's going to be really like aromatic, basically, just like anything else. So that jar that you have is probably what, like a quart worth 32 ounces. Yeah. So I would do that. I would take just real simple that I would just pour the whole thing in a punch bowl. And then I would just add a whole bottle of mint syrup because it's about half that. Because this is 16, this is 750 is going to be 32. And then just hand juice, just 16 ounces of lime, and just throw it in the punch bowl. Now, granted, like you have to really like mint. This is gonna be really like holiday cocktail, but it's gonna be that's the only thing I can even think of like to do. And Chat GPT is so stupid. You know what I mean? Really? That's so. All right, guys. Let's do a bonus cocktail before everyone dies of sobriety here. Now I'm gonna now I'm gonna skip mint and ginger because I know Mary doesn't like them. I know also that everybody doesn't because maybe had a chance to do something like real, spice. And also, I know everybody have the truffle wash maple until next week, so we'll skip that as well. So we'll just use the chai. We're just gonna use now. But the other thing I gotta ask in the in similar vein is basically, is everybody okay with doing a stirred cocktail? Okay, good, because that's going to translate to, for those that don't know, stronger, like much more spirit forward. Okay, all right, everybody cool with that? All right, cool. We're gonna need a rocks. Yeah, I gotta grab a big ice cube anyway. I gotta grab one thing. Go do your thing. No rush. I don't have a ball, but I got a cube. It's a joke for a day. Well, you know what? Only thing I know about Michigan is that everybody says you got great water out there. Okay. All right. All right. So I'll start with you, Sean, because I know you don't have the bitters yet. What I want you to do is 3 dashes of orange bitters and 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Three and two. Dan, Mary, everybody else get our bitters here. You're gonna do 6 dashes of these bitters right here per drink. Yep. Yeah. Love it. So we're about to make. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all the products are right there on the shop too, though. So it's just like any other shop that you go. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. 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 Same deal. So basically, like, I like where your head's at because that's perfect. The thing about people that have, like, friend groups that might be other places, which is really common, is you can all join like in the exact same link. The reason why we do this 7 to 9 is because like sometimes we actually do, especially during the summer months, like have people during the that join from the West Coast. So obviously for them it's gonna start at 5, but same deal. And then we ship to all 50 states. So if you go to alchemics.co/shop, which like at least we'll post the link right now. It's just like ordering on any other shop. It should be easy. But at least I think we have a discount code for people on the subscription that are online right now. Yeah. Perfect. Everybody, your friends sound cool, actually. That's what I'm thinking about. No, but did. I'm not gonna forget. Got our phones. It sounds pornographic for some reason, but it just took a couple cocktails. That's all it takes for me. All right, so we're gonna make a masala. Absolutely. If yeah, 100%. Perfect. All right, that'll make it easy. Yeah, for sure. Even to the West Coast, like 4 or 5 days is usually the maximum shipping time. So wait, Palm Springs, Chicago? Oh, people with a couple houses really have it rough. You know what I mean? So true. No matter what house they're at, they're always going to be. We're going to be ready. We'll be ready regardless. We'll ship it to both houses. But yeah, so let's. I'm trying to bring this back here, but yes, Dan, thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's maybe the best gift of all time for the holidays would be my unbiased opinion. So we got chai spice syrup. We're gonna do a quarter ounce. Okay. So quarter ounce, if you got the Alchemix jigger, is the very bottom line. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see this, but it's a very little amount. So if this is 1 ounce, you split that into four. So it's a quarter. It's a quarter of the small side here. So what was that? Stir in this one. Yep, that's right. So you got bitters. You need a chai spice syrup. That's all we got so far. So you got that's all right. But you got bitters and syrup, right? Okay. So the only other thing we're gonna need next is bourbon, Forester 86. But we're just gonna do 1 ounce, and the other ounce is gonna be dark rum. But yeah, don't fucking curse, will you? Yeah, ounce of bourbon. Because I'm kidding. You can obviously curse here. It's a drinking class. All right, so this is many people know this, but it's a split base. So 1 ounce dark rum, 1 ounce of bourbon. Before that, we did 5 dashes of bitters, and we actually did 6 of our own. So this is called a Mathula old fashioned. One in one. Is Aaliyah drunk? What's going on with her? She can. 101. Yeah, 101. She's got it. Hey, you don't know that. In what? I don't. Yeah. All right, let's give this a stir real quick. Now, Dan, I'm stirring this right in the glass. Yeah, after you pour it, I'm gonna put it in the tin as well because I think that's a good idea because many people are making 2 drinks at once. We only stir it in the glass typically if it's you're only making one. So I'll go ahead and stir it in the tin along with you guys. Now, Dan, have we done a stirred cocktail since you were on last week? We did two. No, we did one bonus, and we did a huge shot. Is what we did last week. Yeah, we did. We did the truffle Forester last week. That was number 3. Okay. I know, and also you get a great tree in the background there. I would hold the drink up in front of that Christmas tree. Please. So we got a big cube here. Put this in a rocks glass. I'm gonna strain it over this big cube right here. Quick. Now my garnish for this is gonna be a cinnamon stick, and a ball is good too. If you can cover the ball. Cinnamon stick that we got right here comes conveniently in the box right there. Yeah, we'll throw one cinnamon stick. If you got a big ice cube, I would just tug it right there inside the. And let me take a look at that. Right there. That's one of the best looking old fashions I've ever seen. Yeah, you could totally make old fashioned with rum. What do you think? It's perfect. I'm not the biggest old fashioned drinker in the world, to be honest. This is basically life changing. Wow. You notice I'm noticing the most is the bitters. These bitters are very potent and very delicious because that's what brings out all these other flavors. I love I love it, but I don't like drink a ton of old fashions to be honest. So liquor. No, you're right. There's a lot of alcohol in the bitters actually too. Dan, did you go to the indoor or the outdoor cocktail class when you were in Charleston? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Well, the reason, yeah, well, that particular bar, I think it was not health code, but they had a grandfather clause which said that they didn't have to serve food because the bar has been around since the 70s. Over, so long story short, basically overnight the regulators said you actually have to serve food now. We're not going to renew your liquor license. It's you got grandfathered in. So the owners would have had to do like a $50,000 renovation to revamp the bar and build a whole kitchen to get it up to, and they were basically like, "Fuck that." So that was why all that confusion happened. So I'm sorry about that. I know that kid. Well, that was the whole idea originally. It was basically like the cocktail class was so much fun, and obviously, like not just for us, it was fun for us hosting, but also all the people really because we had. I mean, we're getting pretty close to 3,000 5-star reviews, so we're like, fuck it. You might as well just do it from your own home, and we'll still host the cocktail class, but you can join it from the comfort of your own home. And not only that, but like you said, Dan, your friends from um, Palm Beach or Palm Springs or Buffalo, or it doesn't even matter really. You can all jump online and just like reconnect, over some drinks. So um, I think that we should reach out to them. We should probably sue those folks from Buffalo. We should probably sue them for not signing up for our. We should. I, then Sean, I want to say it was even before that, maybe. Yeah, I know. Just to give credit where credit's due, I think Sean might have been probably the first person, maybe to join the online class at all. I don't know, but March probably. I don't even think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't even remember. But April, I think, is when we actually started the online cocktail classes. But oh, so oh my god, that's game on. I know. But what would be like New Orleans? New Orleans, I would say everybody that's here is fairly central location, probably, right? New Orleans is where you just started accepting cocktails. All right, yeah, 100%. That's a timestamp, by the way. And also, um, anybody have a corporate card you can focus on? Like you have a corporate job, you just because because so it's very hard to justify that. I would say So if everybody is willing to get their own flight, I will tell you this. I got a couple of things that I'm excited to say. In February, we should be opening a bar in New Orleans, actually. That all started because we actually originally went to the owner to host a cocktail class in his concept, and then he didn't turns out didn't want to run the bar much anymore, really. So he actually offered. So fingers crossed. It's not on paper yet, but it's looking good. In February, we should own a bar in New Orleans. So if everybody's willing to do New Orleans, we'll do it in New Orleans. It's a great idea, Sean. Honestly, that's a great idea. We'll do a little rendezvous. We'll do a cocktail class in New Orleans. It'll be totally different than the one you guys saw in Charleston, and we'll just go nuts. Honestly, I mean, there's no. Nobody really does New Orleans. At the very least, the least we could do is offer a cocktail class for free in New Orleans for all these people that have been to the cocktail class in Charleston, which is where we started. Um, what I would say is that nobody really does New Orleans right, Sean, just to be fair, because you show up there and at the airport, they're giving you fucking shots and shit. And the next thing you know, you're drunk. First time that I ever went to New Orleans, I passed out by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. That's right. And that was in 2019. But the last couple times I went, I had it more under control. But it's just a drink in town. More like probably like 9:30, probably 9:45 a.m. But that's, I'll never forget that. So basically, in New Orleans, believe it or not, there's a cocktail conference that happens every July called Tales of the Cocktail, and it's a generous way to say that everybody in the bar business basically just goes there to network and then just get drunk. So that was the first time I went there was for that particular event, and I just literally got blitzed off my mind, and not even on purpose, really, because it was a bunch of sponsored events where basically everything's free, and that was absolutely terrible idea for me at that age. I think so. I think it's gonna. That's what it's gonna require. Yeah. So by the time we take it over in February, it's gonna be me full time there. Um, say it again. Yeah. Well, I mean, believe it or not, like I was actually the one hosting the cocktail classes in person before Colton took it over. So I'm okay. I'm okay in real life as well. Yeah, yeah. He's got that trait. It took a little time to Spirit Youngblood. Yeah, yeah. Sean was there as a real OG of the experience. Yeah. So what's that? Yeah, because he's just been busy with the like the cocktail class in Charleston has never been busier. So he's doing that. I'm doing online. I'm doing Savannah, and then we got this dude that we call Danny Daiquiri is out in New Orleans. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we do. Actually, that actually, yes, actually, at least that's a great point. That's a good way to put him through the ringer. Just see how he does with the old crew. Okay, cool. I know. Elise, I hope you're writing this down because there's a lot to do. We're ready. Yeah, yeah. Get some new. Exactly. Uh, yeah. So that's my little brother, and he used to be sort of like, yeah, 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 yeah. So he, that's what we thought. That's what we thought. But these days, he's starting to get real antsy. You know what I mean? He's starting to see what me and Colton are doing. He's like, hey, I think I might be more of like a front facing kind of guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, 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 pretty much. Like, so basically, you can think of it like this: like when we first started, obviously, we need like somebody that's gonna be crunching the numbers, right? Because I ain't gonna do that. I'm just good with booze. Playing to my strengths, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I could, but it would be a big learning curve, you know, because it's like, I like drinking and showing people how to drink. You know what I mean? It's like it's not exactly an easy translation to accounting, if that makes sense. I'm horrible at this, but then yeah, exactly. So then the problem was the guy that we had that was in that role, who was accounting. He was like, "Well, you guys are having a ball here, making a decent living, just like having a good time. I want to get in on that." So I didn't really have much of a choice. So we just said, okay, want to expand into New Orleans? You can host over there. So we have to outsource all the nerdy shit overseas now. Exactly. I'm about to count text me about some accountant he has states. Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, I'm so with you, and I know that we've talked about this a couple times, but the thing is, like, if for those that don't know, basically everything that happens post production in Hollywood, all of it happens in India right now. So, like the big industries that are producing and stuff like that in America, most of the post production stuff like that happens like overseas because you can get really good talent for like pennies on the dollar, which will actually work way harder than people in America for the most part. And it's a very common thing to do. So if you're a small business, it actually gives you a pretty big edge because otherwise you'd have to get like somebody completely full time here in the States, and it would be much more challenging. What I would say is that for somebody, for like a business like ours, it's in the, like super early days. Anything like anytime we can get like an intern or something like that is super helpful. Otherwise, the cost is just too high. It's hard to even compete. But somebody that's willing to like learn like internship, something like that. Like we have actually two paid interns right now. So they're paid. It's not like they don't make any money or anything like that. But yeah, it's. But I like where your head's at because we're in total agreement. All right, Elise. I hope you're ready to do a little naughty shot cheers here because we got to be honest. So we're not going to gloss over that really quick. The only thing that you can do that would help the most is like you said, Dan, like if you get somebody online, you get them on the subscription, you get them syrup so they can join us. That's the biggest thing, 100%. That's very good too. Yeah, 100%. And it really means a lot. So if we're talking about a little shot here, are we thinking about something that's a little bit more like citrus savory, a little bit stronger? What do you guys think? Give me your consensus. I'll come up with anything. All right, so less strong. All right, so who here has the lemon drop syrup? Anybody? Sean, you got some I see over there? Sean, you don't have lemon drop. You know what's funny? It's not. It's only slightly bigger. We actually just changed the bottle, so all the bottles will be in that bigger bottle going forward. All right, you got grapefruit. All right, it's even better. Let's do grapefruit. Everybody else have grapefruit. Katie and John, do you guys have grapefruit? Perfect. All right. So per shot, we're just gonna do this time. We don't want to go crazy, right, Dan? Because last week was a little. Listen, if you can't handle it, that's okay. I mean, we're not. I understand. Totally. Well, your husband's a lucky man. That's all I gotta say. But in this case, I'm gonna bust out. I'm gonna bust out the 1 ounce grapefruit syrup. 1 ounce of grapefruit syrup. Yeah, 1 ounce. If you follow along with me, you're probably still gonna have enough for 2 shots. I'll just put it that way. I'm gonna pull a Sean here. I'm gonna use the lime juice out of the bottle because the same amount, 1 ounce, yeah. And the reason I'm doing it this way and I'm not fresh squeezing it is because nobody here has a palate at this point anyway. It'd be totally fine. Yeah, it'd be same thing. Yeah, just use the lemon. Just use the. That's what I mean. Because everybody knows after you have 2, 3 drinks, you can't taste a whole lot anyway. So we want to create. So the only spirit that we haven't used yet. If you guys all got tequila on hand, that's the only thing that we haven't used yet tonight. And we all know when you drink, you're supposed to mix all the different kinds of alcohols. They do. Let's do a little old 112. So we did 1 ounce of the grapefruit syrup. We did 1 ounce of the citrus, and we are now going to do a little 2 ounces of tequila. So 2 ounces. Yeah, that's what I would do because I love that shit. I might do that myself. Yeah, he probably. I guess he probably went to go get some tequila. Yeah, yeah, that's all right. I wouldn't like. I wouldn't personally sip Patron, but it works really well for what we're doing right now. I think. Yeah. Well, this here is Savannah, Georgia. Um, it wasn't too difficult. Basically, I just put some curtains up in the attic. So all things considered. So if you go back and like check out our YouTube channel from a long time ago, I originally started filming cocktail videos in a bar that we had in Harlem. We didn't actually have it; somebody else owned it, but I just went there to make videos. And then after that, when COVID happened in 2020, I went back to Colorado and I built a little basement bar, started making videos there. And then since then, I've been filming like all over the place, like Charleston, Savannah, Georgia. I mean, just you name it, all over the South, really. So I mean, it's studio's a generous term, but I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's definitely working for what we're doing right now. That's for sure. All right, is everybody caught up here with the grapefruit, the tequila? We're gonna make a little Paloma shot, basically. You shake with ice. Yeah, shake with ice. See it, Sean. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to see if I have a measuring cup here. I can give you a real easy example, I think. All right. So, for all intensive purposes, because I think this is like good content actually, I'm just going to demonstrate this. It's going to take like 30 seconds. All right. So, everybody remembers the daiquiri, right? All right. So, if we're making the daiquiri, we just want 1-1-2. You guys know the golden ratio. So I'm going to use water just so I don't waste any booze. But that would be 1 ounce. Let's call it matcha lime simple. 1 ounce fresh squeezed lime juice. And then 2 ounces of white rum. Okay. So the total amount of ingredients that I put in here by volume is 4 ounces. Now, if you're making a cocktail, very general rule for like any shaken or stirred cocktail that's like, assuming it's not a hot cocktail, is you want the dilution to be 25% of the final drink. Because the dilution is the connective tissue that binds all the other ingredients together, which is a really super long-winded and fancy way of saying that the actual water from ice is what brings all the other flavors together, okay? So I just put 4 ounces in here. Now, if I want the dilution, the water, to bring all the other flavors together to be 20% of the final drink, then how much dilution should I have after I shake it? Or sorry, you're right. The cocktail should be 5 ounces afterwards. Perfect. So that's really easy, right? So 4 ounces went into here, and then after I shake, it should be 5 ounces. Um, Now the trouble is that all ice is a little bit different because if it's white like this, then that means it has little air bubbles in it, and you don't really know how fast it's going to melt when you shake it. So, a really easy way to just test at home because it's all different is to just take refrigerator ice or whatever you have and just shake. And like if the ingredients that you put into the tin are 4 ounces when you start, just shake it, play around with it, and test it until you have 5 ounces for the final cocktail. So I know that sounds like a lot, but to be, I mean, super honest, like that's the simplest way I know how to explain it. Yeah, I would say like a good analogy is like 20 to 25% is like perfect, but good analogy is kind of like baking. And when it comes to temperature, sort of. Yeah. Damn. You guys made a whole whole martini there. Okay, Elise, let's hear that cheers, and then I'm gonna have to sign off after you guys. We're almost a goddamn hour over here, and then I want to hear a naughty joke, please. All right, guys, post those cocktails in the school community, please. It's so good, I think. And seriously, don't forget to post those cocktails in the school community. You can win a free barware set. I just figured I was gonna put it there so that you knew like where exactly to put it because I think a lot of people the platform school is like pretty new, but you could think of it like a Facebook group is sort of like the best way to describe it. So I'll post in there and then I'll shoot everybody that's on here a DM so you know exactly where to post it, and then whoever has the best photos will send you a free barware kit. We're not good. Well, yeah, but we summer. Oh, come down to the south. Are you kidding me? At first August I had down here, I thought I was getting waterboarded just walking outside. It makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, so that's a bar. Okay. All right, guys. Stay posted in the school community. I really appreciate you. We'll see you all next week as well, too. And yes, and like you said, there's gonna be a lot more people next week as well. Okay. Appreciate your support. It really does mean a lot. Appreciate you guys. All right. Have a great night.